you ready to find out how we obtain the action spectrum of the photosynthetic pigment? For this, we just need to illuminate the plant with the light of different wavelengths or different colors and then estimate the relative carbon dioxide consumed or oxygen released during photosynthesis. Now, take a look at the graphs being displayed on your screens. The first one is the action spectrum of photosynthesis and the other one is the absorption spectrum of chlorophyll and carotenoids. Can you see any similarity between the two? Well, in general, we can see that the action spectrum of photosynthesis matches the absorption spectrum of chlorophyll. The same two peaks and the valley are obtained for the absorption of light as well as for the consumption of carbon dioxide. However, if we compare the peak in the absorption spectrum and the peak in the action spectrum, then there is a slight difference. In the action spectrum, the peaks are broader and the valley is narrower. So, it's not as deep as in the absorption spectrum. But why does this difference occur? Well, it occurs because the absorption spectrum range is larger than the action spectrum. Basically, the accessory pigments and the carotenoids just take part in absorbing the light in this zone, but then pass on some of the absorbed energy to the chlorophyll, which then converts the light energy to the chemical energy. I hope you remember that carotenoids just help in the absorption of the light, but do not take part directly in the photosynthesis. So, now that light is converted into chemical energy within chlorophyll, a peak is formed, which indicates the initiation of photosynthesis. This whole process indicates that chlorophyll is the head chef, while the rest of the pigments are junior chefs that collect and gather all the absorbed light to give it to the chlorophyll for preparing glucose. Also, these pigments are not only wavelength specific, they are color specific too, which means that the color of light has an impact on the rate of photosynthesis too. If there is equal intensity of light, then there is more photosynthesis in red than there is in the blue part of spectrum. So, do you see quality matters? Alright friends, this was all about how light is absorbed and how it shows up on the spectrum. Isn't it fascinating to know how 1% of light can make such a huge difference in our life and how just 1% of light is enough to run the photosynthetic machinery?